My name is Natasha Westover and welcome to Accounted International. Today I'm joined by my partner in finance, Andrew Kirby. Say hi, Andrew.
Hello.
Welcome. And today we wanted to talk about some of our tips for interviewing when you're brand new to finance. So maybe you're a recent graduate, or maybe you've decided to switch careers and therefore you maybe don't have a lot to talk about regarding your finance experience. And that can be really daunting going into an interview when you're thinking, I don't know how to talk about my experience. I'm not sure we're going to have a lot to talk about. And so Andrew and I have 3 tips for today to sort of get you started and give you some food for thought before you go to that interview. So AK, do you want to kick off with your 3?
First and foremost, they have asked you for interviews, so they're interested in you. What I would suggest is, firstly, be yourself. Don't try and be who you think they want you to be. You will only ever come across as slightly stiff and awkward, and just try really hard to be your natural personality. Given that you're at the interview, try and you should have done some research. So you should have done some sort of get some sort of idea for who the business are, who the people are you're going to be working with, and just try to show that interest in their business. Then I'm just trying to think what else for a newbie. I think your best bet is probably to just know your CV, know yourself, know what you have done, what is a benefit to the role that you're going for. That's really first 3 thoughts.
That's pretty good, because I think it's fair to say I did not tell you what we would be talking about today.
No.
So, and I think you've gone for the real, straight sort of finance approach to it. So, seeing as you've gone that route, I'm going to go with the route of slightly softer skills. So I would say, I agree with everything you've just said. Absolutely, as a minimum, you have to do that. But I would say, think about how you are going to chit chat with the interviewer, because there could be some of these awkward moments where one person collects you for the interview and then says, oh, someone else is going to join us. And then you're sat in the room with that one person, waiting for that second person. And I would recommend that you own the chit chat in those 5 or 10 minutes you're waiting for someone. So think about how you're going to chit chat. And some of the places I would start is have a look on their social media, or maybe something newsworthy that they're doing, that when you do your research that Andy was talking about. And maybe say, oh, I like what you did on social media this week. Talk about the company to show that you're still interested. It's another 5 or 10 minutes to really show that you're interested in this company, in this role. But talk about maybe their social media, stuff that you like, or a campaign that they're running, but own that little chit chat bit as you've got those 5 or 10 minutes spare. That kind of leads nicely on to the next part of whatever you do at this interview and in the offices of this company represents you. And so even though the interview might not have started, how you come in and treat the person on reception, how you confidently ask for the name of the person you want to speak to. Hello, my name's Natasha. I'm here to see Andrew Kirby today. All of that. I definitely know that when I invite people in for an interview, I will go and speak to our receptionist afterwards and say, how were they for you? Did they come up and confidently introduce themselves? Did they seem really nervous? Were they rude to you? Anything like that. So everything you do really, really represents yourself to the interviewer, and they will, by and large, check up afterwards and see how you presented yourself at every place in the office. And the last thing I would say is when you go through, and Andrew was saying you need to know your interview, you need to know your CV for the interview, sorry. Have a look at your CV and really think about how it actually transfers to the job that's on offer. And it's a mapping exercise that most of us know about and most of us have heard about. But don't overlook, if you've only got like one little paragraph, if you've only got a few months of experience, don't overlook other things that maybe you've done elsewhere in part-time roles or at university when you were part of sports teams and stuff like that. Anything where you were part of a team, or maybe you led a team, or maybe it was university and you led a project. So think about something that you might not, excuse me, you might not put on your CV as explicit experience, but you've read and understood the job spec and job description, and you think there's still other things that you did in life that's relevant to the job, and therefore say, oh, and I was also, you know, the captain of our rugby team. And so I know what it's like to work in a team and lead a team and get everyone motivated and get their energy up. There might be things that aren't obvious from your CV that might be worth having a chat about in the interview itself. What are your thoughts on that, Andrew?
Absolutely. I think, as I say, it's know yourself and know your CV and know what you can bring to that company. Know the job description that you've been given. Understand what the job entails before you start asking questions about it. You know, go in a little bit pre-warned on where your skills might be best used. Yeah, I think it's one of those, the more research you do on the company, the better.
Okay, so you said a massive sentence there, or you said two big words, know yourself. We hear that a lot. Everyone hears it and they understand it, but what do you mean by know yourself? Because that is a big subject. And if you're talking about self-awareness, some people have more self-awareness than others. So what did you actually mean when you said know yourself?
If you are nervous in certain situations, embrace that and try and turn it around and be as try and project a more positive and engaging person than you might be if you were nervous. You know, if you're nervous, you naturally go into yourself.
Okay, so if you're nervous, I don't know what I've been drinking this morning, but I've definitely got a frog in my throat. So if you're, excuse me, if you're nervous, how do you get over that? What do you do to get over it from a practical point of view? So as an example, what I do when I'm nervous is I make sure I know the name of the person who is interviewing me. And within the first 5 or 10 minutes, I try to use their name once or twice, because I think it helps put the interviewer at ease, and it helps me feel more confident with owning who I am, what I'm there to present. It gives an air of confidence, even though internally I might not be feeling that confident. So do you have any tips on what you do sort of on either physically or practically that helps you just get over the nerves?
I guess one thing is just think of the person in front of you as a friend, somebody you already know. Try not to let the fact that you've never met this person, obstruct what you're trying to get across. I think it's all too easy to, it's a stranger, I don't know them, I'm intimidated by them, they're my superior. Just try to deal with it as a one-to-one conversation. Think of them as an adult friend, sort of a grown-up friend, one of your parents' friends or something like that. Just try to break down the sort of association with authority.
Yeah, I like that. Adult friend. It is
Yeah.
like, think of them as they're friendly enough to be like here in your home, but they are actually like your parents' friends, and therefore you should have a certain level of respect. And
Yeah.
as you were talking, I was thinking, yeah, be friendly, but be mindful that the person interviewing you is always thinking, can I put you in front of the boss? Can I put you in front of our internal clients? Can I put you in front of our external customers and our external suppliers? That's what really is going through our heads when we're interviewing someone, even if the job spec doesn't say that's what you're going to be doing, but that person is thinking about your future in this company, and they will know the culture, and they're thinking, does your personality and does your professionalism, the way you come across when you answer questions and things like that, is it good enough to be in front of all these people? And therefore be friendly but still keep it professional. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. And I also think that it's one of those things, if you go pre-interview, try and go for a job that you really are interested in, because that comes across in the interview as well. I think if you go into an interview because it's what's on offer, then you're not going to put your best self across. I think go, if you are interested in a company or interested in what they do, then you will absolutely, that will come across in an interview.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
go on.
I was just going to say, the way I would word that is to say, make sure you get the job. And even if it's not what you really want, it's yours to turn down. Not, I was in the interview, I realized that my heart wasn't in it. It's your chance to practice. Even if you thought you wanted the job, you get to the interview, you hear more, and you're thinking, oh, that's not what I thought this was. I'm not interested in this. Still bring your A game. It's a good practice. It's a good rehearsal. And make sure you still get offered the job, even if your answer is no, because it's a two-way street. You're there to figure out if you want to be there as much as they're there to figure out if they want to employ you. I would say one final thing is just remember that the interviewer is rooting for you. Everyone who's interviewing, they want someone to take the job. They probably don't want to recruit anymore. They don't want to do any more interviews. So just, if you're going back to what you were saying, if you're feeling nervous, just bear in mind the person sat opposite you, they really are rooting for you. And that's why they've invited you in. Any final thoughts, AK?
No, I think, as I say, know yourself, be yourself, and yeah, good luck.
Excellent. Yeah, I think that's the final thing to say. Good luck, guys. And if you have any questions, just let us know. And we'll be doing more of these and posting it on our Facebook. So we'll be seeing you shortly.